Alright, so we got this kit set for Jeep Patriot. And it came with adapters for it, but it's more for a Wrangler. If anybody's looking for Wrangler headlights, I got a set right here for your Wrangler. You just need to buy an adapter that will hook up to these, and you'll be good to go. Because for the Patriot, they do not work. So what we're doing instead is we are sanding these down, making them clear again, and we put LEDs. ¿Dónde quedaron la cajita de los LEDs? Ah, there we go. You guys remember these? These are bright AF, and they're easy to install. They just go right into place. ¿Dónde quedó el otro? Ya se lo pusiste a ese.
No. Ah, this one. Ah.
There it is. Yeah, so it's OEM, so you just twist on it. So since we had the bumper off to install those and found out that they were not going to fit without either cutting into that one, which I can do, cutting into that guy, taking off the faceplate, and gluing it inside, which is what I saw on the only YouTube video that I found. And the other one that I found was ones that were actually shaped like this. So I was like, nope, they're gonna look stupid in there if I don't do the put them inside. So the only ones we are going to install are the fog lights. So you take off your bumper, you got all your clips on top, you got your screws on top, you got your screws on the side, and you got your screws on the bottom, and then you yank the bumper out. This bumper doesn't have screws holding it in place. You just yank it, and you guys can see the little tab right here. It just pulls out of place. It does have this screw to hold it in place, but mostly it's held on by pressure. So then we're also going to be installing the horns here in a minute. So far I only found one, so I'm going to look up where the other one is, because it has to have two, one high, one low. It can't just have one, or that's how horns work. At least that's how I know horns work. So we're installing these right now. I'm cutting into these because these do not fit, so I have to cut into this, just the top part, kind of like that one's going to be next. So I'm going to cut into just the top part, and then we're going to go from right here, and we're going to install those bottom ones, because those will fit, just with a little modification. These ones needed a lot of modification, so we're not going to do that. Okay, so we will continue this in a bit. Alright, so we wired up the horns, and we got the negative right here in between this bracket, the horn bracket, and this is the positive right here. But it doesn't matter with a horn, it doesn't matter which is positive, which is negative, as long as these two are wired up in sequence. This is a Jeep Patriot, so it only has one side of the horn, and it's on the driver's side right here. So right now we are going to test out the horn, or not. Never mind, it works. We already hooked it up. So like I said, all we did was took off the bumper. We took off this little bracket, we put a different piece on there. It's what came with the horns, and we put the negative, crimped it into one of these guys, because we couldn't find one of these that fit our screw. Otherwise I'd use one of these to fit the screw, that way it has no chance of falling out. And then for the horn side right here, we got one of these, and it clips into place. The only way to take it off now is to take off this guy. It comes off, but you know, you don't want it coming off. You heard that click? That was it right there, clipping into place. So that's all we used. You know, in retrospect, I should have used the red ones because everything else is red, but come on, this was like a quick thing. But these guys came with the kit. So you put them onto the horn side, make sure that this side and this side are the same, and that side and that side are the same, and then you'll have no issues with the horn. So we ended up not putting on the headlights, because the only way to install those 7-inch rounds on the Jeep Patriot was to take off the clear plastic, which we instead buffed, and they came out pretty nice, and we would have had to install them in there. So the only thing that we did install is the fog lights. So what I did was I had to zip tie them on there, because there's no way of tying these. So if you get a Jeep Patriot kit on eBay, Amazon, this was Amazon, so this is even crazier for me, or anywhere else online, make sure 100% is for your G Patriot, because this one said it was for the G Patriot, and lo and behold, it was a bunch of crap. So it's just a bunch of Chinese cheap stuff. So it didn't fit at all. So had to jimmy rig that up, but we didn't want to jimmy rig the headlights, so we left those on there. But yeah, so now we're just going to test fit the bumper. We'll go from there. Como brillan.